We're the Whiskey Sippers, and these are Bourbon Trail outside of Kentucky places we think you should visit.
Yep, after this.
All right, so we just want to talk about some of the places that we've visited before that aren't in Kentucky, not necessarily Bourbon Trail stops. And, we'll just let you know what we've seen and what we found and what we liked.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start the more northern spot. So up in Ohio, there's there's a lot of distilleries. But as far as the ones we've been to that we really enjoyed, Western Reserve Distillers. We did a little video on that. I'm sure we'll put it up here or whatnot. But sure. We did a whole tour there. Met Kevin Thomas, the owner, and kind of a master distiller and kind of the head guy there, and went around and did a whole bunch of tastings, tried some of their food, their dessert cocktails, which were
really good.
Amazing. Yeah. And then some. So we kind of saw a bunch of stuff there and really enjoyed our time there. And yeah, I'll let you hit on anything that you had there. But yeah, great food, great atmosphere, great pours. They came out with their 10-year and 8-year this year, barrel proof. And I think the 8 years like 94 proof or something like that. But very good stuff and a great spot in Lakewood, Ohio. So definitely check them out if you're up that way.
Yeah, this is the 10-year now. We're sipping on the 10-year single barrel. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the food was fantastic. The desserts were fantastic. So it was a whole pleasant experience. Not just did they had pretty good, good whiskey.
Yeah.
They had good food to go with it. So it was a nice visit up there at that distillery, Western Reserve.
I had the tiramisu cocktail. It was probably the best dessert cocktail I've ever had. It was really good. And they put like egg yolk and their 8-year bourbon in there. It's not just like a 2-year, kind of covered up with a bunch of dessert. It was like good whiskey and in a good cocktail. So
yeah, it was good.
I really enjoyed it.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so my wife and I have done a lot of traveling. At Devon, we go to a lot of different states.
Yeah.
And whenever we go out, I try to find distilleries like kind of wherever we're traveling to stop at and check out. And a lot of them are smaller distilleries that you might not have heard of. Some you might have. Mm-hmm. But when we were traveling through the Poconos to head out towards Connecticut, we stopped at this little distillery called the Holy Ghost Distillery. And it's just a really small distillery, but they had these bottles. McNeamy's Black Irish was the brand.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Small little distillery. It's MGP, right? So, but it's MGP that was 4 years old, and it was cask strength, and they had a 4-grain there that I thought was actually really good. I think I had given you a taste of that one time before. But so it was a nice little distillery up in the Poconos, and I liked their cask strength offerings that they had. And I would tell people to stop by there. It was really friendly. It was a really nice area up there in the Poconos. But if you get a chance, you're traveling through there, look for the Holy Ghost Distillery. I would say stop there and have a pour and check it out.
Okay. I guess I'll go on to the old Jack Daniels because you got to go there.
Yeah, if you're going outside of Kentucky,
that is the place to go.
Yeah.
So I went down there with Todd for the World Championship Barbecue event. We did a video there too. Well, a couple videos. Really good time there. Had some good food. Got the Infinity Barrel while we were there. And just a great spot. Great tour. We had a great time there. You get to see how they do their charcoal mellowing, their Lincoln County process, and all that, and just a great tour, great time, great flight they gave us, and you get to get some of their distillery exclusive stuffs. They're like a distillery finishing
series,
yeah,
like that twice barreled rye, 107 proof.
So and great grounds, and just a great atmosphere. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would always say go to Jack Daniels. It's just a fun time. I love the environment. I love the town right there. You can walk right from the distillery across the bridge right into downtown Lynchburg, and you got all the shops and stuff over there. So if you haven't been to Jack Daniels, you should go visit. That's absolutely would be at the top of my list.
Yep.
It's fantastic there. So actually on the way to Jack Daniels, there's another distillery that I think everybody should stop at and check out, Nearest Green.
Mm-hmm.
So Nearest Green was at one time like a big horse championship horse farm or something like that. Yeah. It's huge. It's beautiful grounds, and the distillery, when you go in, is very, very nice. Like the gift shops and everything else. They also happen to have like the world's longest bar there, so you can go visit the bar. They have a restaurant, and it's just a really nice place to visit. I went there and did a tasting, and they had a special like single barrel rye release they had that we tested that was fantastic. But overall, their bourbon's pretty good. I mean, I don't like all the Nearest Green stuff, but some of it's really good, some of it's okay. But just the visit to the distillery is a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd recommend that.
All right. What was the other one you went to? You had that Bottle and Bond, the distillery tour in the back. You saw their rick house and all that kind of stuff.
Old Glory was also in Tennessee.
Okay.
And that's actually right across the border from Kentucky into Tennessee. And it was a really nice distillery. The bottles, they're pretty good. They're not really old. They're around 6 year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad for a 6 year a bourbon.
Yeah, we did a first crack of the bonded one.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Like a nice opener, not high proof, 100 proof. But it was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah, their bottle and bond 6 years. So that's not bad for their bottle and bond. It had a nice flavor to it, and you could tell it's really going somewhere good. But grounds were really, really nice. They had like a little amphitheater series set up where they have live music. They have a restaurant. They have like games you can go play. So it's be a fun place to visit.
Yeah.
To go there and try the whiskey, but also to eat and hang out like in the evening and stuff like that. The fire pits going. So I kind of like those distilleries that are more than just walk in, see a gift shop, have a tour and leave, but they have some kind of that,
like
extra
a game or some kind of atmosphere. You're like, oh, I can actually come here and enjoy myself and like play cornhole or whatever else, and not just, oh, I'm here to just drink whiskey and leave.
Yep.
And do a quick tour that's about some guy who made a bunch of cool stuff back in the day, and now he's somehow related to this distillery and making their juice.
Yeah. So Old Glory is a newer distillery that's like that with the games and everything like that. Yeah. It's a fun place to stop and visit. I think they told me Friday nights when they have the live music. So that's when you show up. Okay. Well, when we did our cross-country trip, when we went out to Colorado this last spring, on the way we stopped in Missouri and we went to Holiday, the Ben Holiday Distillery.
Okay.
I like the Holiday
I've heard
stuff.
they're having a lot of good stuff coming up, and we've tried a couple of their bottle and bonds.
The bottle and bonds are okay, but the Rickhouse proof is where it's at. I really like their Rickhouse proof. I think they're really, really good for a craft distillery. At the time I got there, everything was like had the 6 year age statement, but now coming out last year, they started having the 7 year age statement. And later this year, I expect the 8 year age statement to be on them. But yeah, that's good stuff. So you can stop at the Holiday Distillery, and it's another one that's kind of out away from everything. And it's got a huge grounds, really beautiful grounds, like an old farmhouse, like is where your main like gift shop and everything is. You go to visit in the tasting room. They got a fireplace going in the tasting room, and it's just really nice atmosphere, really friendly, and
real cozy.
Very cozy. And I enjoyed their Rickhouse proof stuff. So good juice and a good atmosphere. I would say if you're in that area, stop and visit the Holiday Distillery for sure. Another one that we actually, before we got to Missouri on the way, we went through Indiana, and an Indiana distillery that's not MGP, Hard Truth.
Interesting. Oh yeah.
I really like the Hard Truth stuff. That Hard Truth 4 grain was like one of my surprise bottles from last year. I can't believe it was as good as it was for, like I think it's about 4 years old.
Was that the bottle and bond one?
Yeah. Yeah. The 4 grain bottle.
Did very well in our blind. We did.
Yeah,
really. It took first.
Well. It did.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was really, really good for something at its age and its price. And the bourbon releases for them last year was their first releases of their bourbon. They released a straight bourbon, a bottled and bond 4 grain, and a bottled and bond wheat. The wheat I didn't care for, very funky. The other two were good, but in particular that 4 grain I loved.
Yeah.
Also their rye, their sweet mash rye is very good. And they have like a chocolate malt sweet mash rye. I mean, everything they do there is sweet mash, meaning they don't reuse the back set. It's not sour mash.
Yeah.
They clean out the tanks and redo every time they run it. But so Hard Truth was, I really, really like the stuff they're putting out. And again, their grounds were amazing. And we were talking to them there, and they have like camping you can do there, and you can take like ATV tours of the grounds and stuff like that. So that's like, you have a whole fun weekend
you're
there.
Like, I'm gonna go there for a whole week,
right?
Or a month or whatever. I'll be there forever.
And they have their own restaurant as well. So another place that has their restaurant, and you're right from just down from like a little quaint downtown area.
Okay.
Right, they have this little downtown square in this little town, Nashville, Indiana, is where it's at. And so you got the downtown area, then down, a couple miles away, you got the distillery with its beautiful grounds and everything. And that's a great place to visit. My wife really wants to go back there and stay and like camp and stuff sometime because we really liked it in that area.
Well, now you got an excuse. We gotta go. We made a video.
We gotta do a barrel pick.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a barrel pick.
Yeah.
So that's another one I really liked. It's Hard Truth.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, I've only been to a few places outside of Kentucky. I've done a bunch of Kentucky ones, but I mean, I went to Watershed just for their food. The food was really good. I had a great time there. But other than the food, the bourbon's okay. It's
not my favorite.
They have a lottery every year, and everyone's like, "Hey, you won!" And you're like, "Did I though?" I don't know.
Everybody won.
So, but I know they got a lot of 4-year and 6-year stuff. But I mean, maybe when they have like higher age things, but they've been around for a little bit, so I keep seeing 4- and 6-year everything, and I'm like, why is there not an 8 or a 10-year or something else yet? So I don't know, but their food was really good, so that's what I can say about it. So yeah.
All right, so that's about it for me for distilleries that I would really recommend outside of Kentucky. I mean, I've been to some others that didn't particularly stand out as well as the ones I named. Yeah. So there you go. If you're in some of those other states, Indiana, Missouri, Pennsylvania, and some here in Ohio, go check them out. Yeah. Let us know what other little distilleries outside of Kentucky that you'd like to go to, that you visit.
Yeah, if there's a spot that you're like, you have to go here, and tell us why. Like, hey, this is this and this and that in the comments. Let us know, because maybe we'll take a trip out there and see if we get some videos or get a cool experience for ourselves. So yeah.
All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, subscribe. Until next time, remember, the best bourbon or whiskey.
It's the one you like the most.
We'll see you.
Yep. Cheers, guys.